So if you're wondering why I've been a little bit behind on talking about the cards that have been revealed, it's because a little birdie had told me that we might be getting an expansion name change. We got that news today. It is official. It is no longer going to be referred to as the old name. Our mini expansion is going to be called FrostSpark. So that's why my last video came out a little bit later. And also, if you go back and you rewatch the Apex Wolf video, you'll notice that I don't mention the name of the expansion. I just call it some mini set or mini expansion or upcoming cards, etc., etc. And yeah, we now know FrostSpark is what the name is going to be of this collection going forward. And Aquaman on his stream got to reveal another card from FrostSpark. Aquaman, if you're not familiar, also runs the website tesl.pro, and the card that he revealed is really, really interesting in my opinion. It is a 3-cost agility action by the name of Shadowmarking. This card says you look at the top 3 cards of your deck, you choose one, and you give that card to your opponent, and then you draw the other 2. Now the reason I think this card is interesting, and potentially really good, is because it digs as deep as Merchant's Camel does. It goes 3 cards deep. Unlike Merchant's Camel, you get to keep 2 of the cards. Now, drawbacks are 1, this is an agility card, it's not neutral, so you have to be playing agility. 2, it's not attached to a body, so there are no necromancer shenanigan recursion like with Camel. And you have to give a card to your opponent, right? But with some of the cards that have already been revealed, like Piercing Twilight, not having to discard the cards like Camel does might actually end up being more appealing because you don't have to worry about them being banished from your discard pile. And another reason I think this card is interesting and potentially really appealing is because it essentially can negate the drawback depending on the matchup. So if you're playing this in a combo deck or a control deck, and I think those are the best homes for it. If I'm playing it in control, for example, and I'm in a control mirror, and I look at the top 3 cards of my deck, if I have to give away, like, Fighters Guild Recruit, for example, I don't really care as a control player. Fighters Guild Recruit, not likely the card I really needed in this matchup. That's a card you play for the aggro matchup, and against a control opponent, kind of no harm, no foul. But I got to go 3 cards deep into my deck and put 2 into my hand. That's fantastic. In a combo deck, oh man, going 3 cards deep and being able to keep up to 2 combo pieces at the low price of giving somebody either a combo piece that doesn't help them or a low value card that doesn't help them, that's fantastic. Specifically, combo decks that I think could take advantage of this, especially because it's agility, right, are things like Market Archer. I think Market Archer would love to play this card. I think that there is a case to be made about maybe Abomination Scout. Again, drawback is this isn't a body like Camel, but it is cheaper, and sometimes being cheaper will be a benefit because you can like rifle through your deck that much faster, and if you have to give away one of your cheap creatures, not likely helping your opponent out that much. I like this in potentially Namira Monk as well, digging for combo pieces. If you have to give something away, Namira Monk is usually a defensive deck. You likely will have the ability to deal with whatever you have to donate, so this card is intriguing at the very minimum. I'm curious to see what other cards end up getting revealed because in the right meta, this could be very, very powerful. I know that I'm going to certainly test some decks that include it because paying 3 to dig 3 deep and keep 2 of the cards just feels really, really powerful. Now, I did mention I feel like this has more of a home in control and more of a home in combo. In a different meta or in a different time, I could have even seen an argument for playing this in aggro, right? If I'm playing against a control opponent and I have to give them one of my aggro cards, probably not that big of a deal. They're going to have a million cards anyway, but being able to pay 3 and draw 2 and have some choice or agency in the 2 that I draw feels really powerful. The drawback, though, is that this card doesn't have a body. So if we ever were in a world where Corner Club Gambler didn't exist, I would play Shadowmarking in aggro in all likelihood. There's a chance I might even sneak 1 or 2 in for testing purposes to see how it holds up, but Gambler and all of the other card draw / card cycle effects that do exist are probably better in aggressive decks, so I do feel like this has more of a home in combo and control as of right now. So I want to hear what you think, what you would like to use this in. Do you think it's good enough? Is there a combo deck that I didn't mention that you expect to see this get played in? Are there other cards that may not be revealed, or abilities or interactions that you think could improve or decrease the value of this card? I'm really curious to hear what you have to say, what you're thinking, because again, first glance, I feel like this card is really powerful in the right decks, and I do plan on testing it out. So yeah, let me know. Thanks for watching, and until next time, may you walk on warm sands.